Hello everybody, this is FIDE Master Dalton Preen, and I'm here to give you a preview of the Logical Play Move-by-Move chess video course. This is a three-part course provided by ChessUniversity.com that's going to help you to improve your skills at chess by teaching you the importance of playing in a logical way through a focus on the principles of the game. I'm sure you've heard some different principles throughout the time that you've spent working on improving at chess. There's lots of principles such as control the center, trade off your bad pieces, and activate your king in the endgame, and much more, of course. And you might realize that they're important to know these principles, but what if I told you that you can play against strong players using primarily just these principles without very much calculation involved? Well, you're probably thinking, well, all strong players calculate a lot of moves ahead, and they can't just be following the principles just by themselves. And you would be somewhat correct. Of course, calculation is important in a variety of positions, but I'm here to help you to appreciate that you can get strong positions without much calculation as long as you focus on following the main chess principles that are going to be discussed in this video course. After watching the video course, the goal is that you're going to also be able to complete the accompanying quiz, and you'll be able to show a mastery of the fundamental chess principles that all strong players use in their own games in order to get good and strong positions. So let's look at our first example, though, in this preview. We're going to use a brief example that's going to be discussed a bit more in depth in the video course. But let's go ahead and put our first example here on the board. And we're going to fast forward to move about 22 here for right now. Okay, so in this position here right now, it is white to move. This was a game between Alexander Alekhine and Lejos Estalos. And white here is Grandmaster Alekhine that we're going to take the side of. In this position, let's say that we're wanting to focus on the principle of improving your worst place piece, or improving one of your pieces that isn't doing too much in the game. Well, at the moment, all of white's pieces are looking pretty good. The bishop and knight, especially in the center of the board, are stretching all different directions, such as hitting c6, hitting the king side, and different things like that. So those two pieces are looking pretty good. The rooks are also in the center of the board. The queen's looking pretty good. I would probably say in this kind of position here that the knight on g3 ends up being the piece that isn't doing too much at the moment. So in this game, white wanted to focus on that principle of improving his worst place piece. And really, with not any calculation required, he wanted to, he kind of visualized or fantasized about where could this piece be better placed at. And white decided on the square b4. If the knight was on the b4 square, it would be piling up on the c6 pawn that a lot of white's pieces are aiming at. So white needed to figure out a way to get that knight all the way from g3 all the way to b4 somehow. So how can he do that? How can he get from g3 to b4? Well, you have to work backwards a bit. Knight could have come from b4. The knight could have gotten to b4 from a2, from c2, and from d3. And coincidentally enough, c1 ties into a couple of these squares, which would zigzag into b4, which actually shows that the knight could go to the e2 square into c1, into d3, and then into b4. And this is exactly the route that white followed in the game. He eventually played the moves knight e2, rook a6 for black, knight c1, and eventually he got his knight into the d3 square. And in the case of the game, he actually went into e5, but he very well could have chose to go to b4. And once his knight eventually did reach the e5 square instead, now we see that all of white's pieces are in their best spots. We were able to trade off a certain piece, and essentially now every piece of ours is good, while most of black's are not very good in this situation. So this is just one example position that's going to be covered much more in depth during the video course. The three-part video course, the first part is going to focus on the importance of following the principles, the basic principles, and understanding them. The second part is going to be doing a move-by-move playthrough of a couple different games, where I'm going to be talking move by move how how the main hero of the game was following the principles and didn't require too much calculation in those cases. And the third part of the course is going to be that quiz that I talked about a little bit earlier. So, like I said, after watching the video course and completing the accompanying quiz, you're going to be better able to show a mastery of the fundamental chess principles, and that will definitely help to improve your game, help you win more games, and raise your rating. So I look forward to seeing you in the video course, and I will be talking with you in there. All right, hope you guys enjoy the course, and I'll see you in a bit.